Okay. Let me try loading this one up. It didn't work out too good, you guys. Alright, hopefully this one will work. I accidentally lost it, you guys. I had to reset my camera where it's lower instead of all the way up high. It's like I got two mirrors right in front of me. It's a little too much. Anyhow, you guys, I want to share two dreams, and we'll get to this hopefully quick enough, and it'll be done in a shorter video. Two dreams. The first one, you guys, I had a dream where there was a bunch of us in a room. I'm going to say 4 of us, and there was no television. There was nothing there, but we were there to try to help one another. Okay, and one person had on. And I think what I'm getting from this, you guys, is other people are in just different positions. And sometimes, no matter where you might be, you can't, other people see things differently than you do. And it may be a little bit more difficult for some others. And they just, doesn't work out good as much for them as it might others. But anyhow, this one person had on glasses, and I noticed all these strings, just strings in front of him, and I'm like, wow, you can't see through that. And I didn't understand why they were wearing glasses with strings. And then I picked up some of the furniture. Like I said, there was no TV or stuff, just a few things. I picked up some of the furniture, and it was very lightly to me. Very light. And I looked at the furniture. It was all being held together by strings. A lot of strings tied around. That's the only thing that was holding it together, was strings. Why the strings on the glasses, I don't understand. Maybe it's like, they're just barely holding on by a thread or something. I don't know what to make of that. Where other things were very lightly. I take things more lightly, I guess, because I have total faith, and I know God has from the beginning done all things, and everything that's going to happen, it's done already. This is where we really rest in the Lord, truly rest in Him. And it is going to be rough. Sometimes the rough parts can be even around your loved ones, man, people that you knew and you grew up around. That can be more rougher than the stuff that's going on in the world because you're near to it. Okay? This is happening. And that's what I was seeing. All right, so I ended up going back to sleep. And then I was like at a party in this dream. But I noticed in this party, I was walking on stilts. And I was really high above a lot of people. At first, I didn't see anybody on stilts. Then I seen a couple others. Not many. I'm talking just a couple were walking on stilts. Everybody else was like there at the party, but they weren't up high. And then there was balloons floating around with like baskets underneath of it. It had gifts in them, and you could take the gifts out. If you were high enough, you could get these gifts out. But if you weren't, you were there still at the party. Like we're all seeing what's happening, they don't. Okay, only with your eyes will you see what comes upon the wicked. Some people are at different levels. Scripture even says this, and anyhow. So I pulled out a few things and out of the things up high. I ended up going outside, and I took off flying into the air. And I knew I couldn't leave. I knew that. So I just went onto my back gliding, just trying to relax. And then gliding back down to the party. Okay, I wanted to leave. I really wanted to leave, but I knew I couldn't. It just wasn't time. I knew that. And so I went back down to where the party was, where everybody was at. And then I ended up walking out front. And it was dark out there. It was dark, like the world. It is. It's dark out in this world right now. It's evil. It's wicked. But there were some people pulling up in cars still, even though it was dark. And I took in, opened the door for them to come in. You know, opening the door to let the people come into the party. And then I was trying to walk by these chairs where a bunch of people were sitting around, and they were getting ready to call out a number. And whoever had this number was going to get a gift. You know, whoever had that number when they called it out, which I believe that was for everybody there. Because I only heard the one number, and it seemed like everybody was a winner, you know. But the number that I heard, they yelled it out very loud. It was 226. 226. So I went and I looked it up, and there were 77 verses. And what it is, the 226, one of them is here we go. Okay. One of the numbers, it's a sign. Okay? A sign. That's what it means. A sign and a token. 226. That's what 226 means. A token and a sign. There were 79 verses found, but only 77 used. And some of them are where it says he set a sign on you, where it's a sign on your hand or your forehead. Okay? That is a token between you and me for them to know and see. And then where he set a sign, or that tree on Abel's, on Cain's head, so anybody that seen it, if they slew him, would get in trouble. You guys, I had a dream a while back where I seen everybody was getting a seal on their forehead. Everybody that God has his hand on them for to be protected. Okay? And then Exodus 13:16. It will be a token upon thy hand and for frontlets between your eyes. For my strength of hand, the Lord brought us forth out of Egypt. Okay? Exodus 3:12. And he said, certainly I will be with thee, and this shall be a token unto thee, that I have sent thee. When thou hast brought forth the people out of Egypt, you shall serve God upon this mountain. Okay? There's 77. I didn't read them all. Okay? Psalms 86:17. Show me a token for good, that they which hate me may see it and be ashamed, because thou, Lord, hast opened me and comforted. Okay? And Isaiah 19:20. It shall be for a sign and for a witness unto the Lord of hosts in the land of Egypt. For they shall cry unto the Lord because of their oppressors, and he shall send them a Savior and a great one, and he shall deliver them. Okay? Now, I went into the Greek and looked, okay, and I only found two under 226. And one of them is Galatians 4:15 and 16. All right? But speaking the truth in love may grow up into him all things, which is the head, even Christ. Okay, so truth is 226. Okay, truth is 226 only in the Greek. And therefore become your enemy because I tell you the truth? Okay, so there's a lot going on, you guys. You know, and I clearly heard it. It was being yelled out at me very loudly, very clearly. And it's an amazing time, you guys, to be in. to see the things that we see right now and know. And the world cannot receive it. You know, the people that are in the world cannot receive what we're getting right now. Not at all. I'm going to put the sun over on the other side of the car and wait for me. I'm at 10:25. I'll read a couple more here. All right, now here's some other on truth, okay? John 14:17. Even the Spirit of truth, whom the world cannot receive, because it seeth him not, neither knows him, but you know him, for he dwelleth with you, and shall be in you. Jeremiah 5:3. O Lord, are not thy eyes upon thy truth? Thou hast stricken them, but they have not grieved. Thou hast consumed them, but they have refused to receive correction. They have made their faces harder than a rock. They have refused to return. We got a lot of people out there, you guys, that claim to be of the Lord and see the signs of the times, but their faith is very, very bad. You know, it's not strong as it should be. It's causing where a lot of people are, they're getting weapons, carrying guns. And people today, they think, well, yeah, that's, yeah, of course. But they don't realize, you know, if they knew their word, the scriptures, that it says clearly that our ways are not his ways. The guns, the things that we're here doing, are all the way Satan set this stuff up. They weren't following God's ways. If they were, it wouldn't be this way. You wouldn't see everything that you're seeing. Okay? It would be a lot different. God's ways are a lot different. You only have to know your scriptures and believe it. You know, you can't sit there and say, well, what they did then when they were told to get them out of the land, the Holy Land. You can't compare your ways with God's ways. Like you're going to do things your way because that's what they did, you can't do. They got that wrong. It's backwards. You know, they don't even understand why they did what they did. It's because of all their idols, their images, and false religions. This place, we let it in by the herd. Tons of it, you know. Freedom of religion, freedom. They promise you liberty, but they're the servants of corruption. You know, there's a lot going on here that they're not, you know, they just want to pick out what pleases them to justify their reasoning. And it's not going to work in the end. You know, God's not going to be mocked in any way. If you don't trust in him, look at Daniel thrown in the lion's den. He trusted in the Lord, man. The Bible says only people like them are going to be delivered out of this, saved out of this. You know, the three that were thrown in the fire, just like them. Noah, just like them. Those are the ones that are going to be escaping out of here. Not the ones with guns and trusting in the ways of the world. You know, they're going to find this out. You know, it's because they're being stiff-necked. You know, it said you got to overcome even the Pharisees, and they're not. 1 John 4:4. You are of John, little children, and you have overcome them, because greater is he that is in you than what is in the world. Now, where it says in Ephesians 2, you were dead in sins when God quickened you in with Christ, and we're going to be changed as he was, translated into the Spirit.